Hello. Okay, that's better. So we have 4 microphones. So as people need to talk, you can move them around the room. Thank you for joining us this week. We're super excited to host all of you here. It's great to have all of you wonderful industry influencers and technologists here. I hope all of the travel was uneventful so that you have a great week of your sessions here. So as mentioned, sorry, it's a little weird. I don't have that in front of me, so I can't see what slide I'm on. But we are at Meta's headquarters, as mentioned. This is Menlo Park. This is where all of the business globally is kind of led from. And I think the most important thing to recognize that Meta is more than just beautiful buildings and free breakfast that you got to enjoy this morning and lovely snacks that I hope you take advantage of. It's really about the mission that we're trying to drive here. And so we are here to build the future of human connections and ultimately the technology that makes that all possible. And I think overall, we're well on our way. Over 3 billion people use one of our apps. We call them the family of apps: Instagram, Messenger, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Every single day, over 3 billion people use these apps. And since 2004 rather, Facebook has really changed the way that people connect. And apps like Messenger and Instagram and WhatsApp are really furthering empowering the billions of people around the world. And as Meta blazed the trails with mobile, so too are we kind of blazing the trails beyond the 2D screens with immersive experiences like augmented and virtual reality. And we're doing all of this to really power the next generation of social technologies with AI. And as Jonas mentioned, I'm Michael Martinez. I started my journey in the news business. I've been doing video for over 20 years. I've done almost every job in the industry, I think. I started with teleprompter and camera and eventually did sound and video mixing. And then after studying electrical engineering, I shifted more to the back of the house where I operated live trucks and fixed camera gear and tape decks and all of those fun things. But really, my career story is kind of a snapshot of the industry over the last 20 years as I moved from the news business into the satellite and fiber distribution business for cable, and then saw the entrance of streaming and OTT, where I then went to a startup to build managed service platforms for carriers and operators globally that brought me to AT&T DirecTV after they acquired our backend infrastructure to power their next generation entertainment systems. And then when Facebook came calling and said that they wanted to be a leader in video, I thought that that was kind of the perfect next step. And so I've been here for about 9 years at Meta. I support a team called Viper. Viper is made up of a couple of major jobs. One is making sure that the Facebook app ships every week with high quality. And so not super related to video, though video is a major component of the Facebook app. We make sure that it goes out without crashes. We make sure that, the startup is nice. We make sure that it feels, really smooth as you scroll through the surfaces. So that's one of the big jobs that I help support here. The other one is video infrastructure. The video infrastructure, I'm sure you'll hear more about this week, but basically it's ingestion, processing, and delivery for the family of apps that we talked about earlier. And so billions of videos are coming in to our apps every single day. We're making sure that those get processed and delivered around the world as quickly as possible. And so, as we kind of look back to joining Facebook 9 years ago, man, has it completely changed. The video ecosystem and industry is kind of evolving at breakneck speed. Facebook went from images and text to now video being over half the time spent on our applications every day. We also see that videos are a key part of businesses, not just driving marketing, but also really driving sales. And I think that we're going to continue to see this evolution continue as we see that creators are now a job that people like my 9-year-old want to grow up to be. Like I didn't even think that was going to be a job. I thought you were a news personality. Now you can really be an influencer and create a career out of that. And so over the time at Meta, I've seen the video solutions and products kind of evolve and change. And so we have led the way in social live experiences, original content creation and consumption, and now certainly Reels or short form video, well, Reels being our version of short form video, is kind of the key consumption medium of the now, with billions of videos shared every day and billions of watch hours consumed on the platform every day. But I think the future is what's probably most exciting for this room. We just announced a new application last week or 2 weeks ago now, which is called Edits. And basically this is multi-track video editing on your mobile device. Allows you to create very rich content experiences and share it both on our ecosystem as well as export it so that you can share it on other platforms or other mediums. And then just last week, we announced our new standalone AI app, Meta AI. And so that allows you to go in with a text prompt and get very sophisticated responses from our LLM, which is Llama. And then it also allows you to do real-time creation of images and videos. And then, of course, we have new content formats that are coming in through our Meta Ray-Bans. If you haven't had a chance to see or experience those are really an amazing product and platform. I wear sunglasses every day. It's amazing to be able to augment my life with AI that is on demand. I can just ask, and it makes me feel like a superhero because it's quietly responding in my ear. It also allows me to capture images in first party, so I don't have to have a phone in front of my hand, in front of my face when I'm trying to see or engage with what my kids are doing on the weekends. And then finally, we're also blazing trails with our VR and AR experiences on the Quest. I think this is all really exciting. Because at the end of the day, what this is doing is it's really enabling a lot more people to get involved in the media supply chain. So when we talk about edits, going from a big, heavy, expensive application on a big, beefy computer to be able to eloquently do that on a mobile device, that just unlocks creativity. You augment that with AI, we're going to see real storytelling uplift from every single person. And then the new content types, as I just mentioned, I think that those are really exciting, but a hard problem for us to solve because now we have mixed formats and medias that need to be mixed together. We need to be able to do this all in real time on really low power consumption devices. And then, of course, there's new ways to distribute on that consumption side with VR. That's a whole different problem. How do I take these small images and make them large and still retain the quality and cost effectiveness? And so what problems are really top of mind for me as we look at the evolution that's happening right now? Efficiency, still very top of mind. Running a business with billions of new videos coming in every day and billions of people, as mentioned, trying to consume those videos is very expensive. And so I want to be able to stay on the leading edge of quality, but I also want to be able to really manage my storage and compute costs. And so that's one of the hardest problems that we've been working on for many years. David and Giannis, have been leading the charge on that one. And then, the next one is really around content protection. And this isn't just around making sure that the content that comes into our platform stays on our platform. It's really making sure that the content that is going out over our distribution is of a quality and not going to cause harm to people. And so that means we need to actually understand what's going into those videos. We need to be able to, pull those down. We need to be able to flag those things. And then, of course, I want to be able to remove fake content. I want people that spent a lot of time and energy creating an original piece of work. I want them to get credit for it when it gets distributed on our network. And so I want to be able to find fakes and copies, and I want to be able to make sure that consumption gets accredited back to the right people. Another area is hardware. The video industry has ebbed and flowed. Hardware is what we started with, processing. Then we went to software. Then we went to hardware. Then we went to software. I think we're going to keep going through this cycle, especially as AI starts creating larger and larger stockpiles of synthetic content. We're going to need to figure out really efficient ways to blend in the original, with this new computer generated format. And then finally, I think that that's kind of the undertone of everything that we have going on right now in the tech industry is really what is AI doing? I think right now we're really focused on what can it do for users, but I have been challenging our teams internally to think what can we do to AIify the technology stack that we have when it comes to compression, when it comes to delivery, when it comes to quality. And I'm really excited to see where this future is going to net out. And hopefully all the people in this room and online are going to help us figure out how we can train better, how we can evaluate the content that gets created by these generative systems and compare it to the rest of the content that's flowing into our network. I look forward to seeing you all again this week. I know we will spend some time touring our beautiful campus. I hope it's a super productive week. And of course, if you have any questions for me, I will be around tomorrow and then I think also Wednesday evening. And so I'd love to hear how the week's going and hear about if there's anything else that you know, you'd like to know or learn about the business. Thanks, Yanni.
Second microphone. Okay, so maybe people have questions for Michael, but you can do questions either right now or at the break, or perhaps when you do the tour, because Michael agreed to give us a tour of the campus here, as well as hosting the dinner. So with that, I will now kick you off with the rest of the logistics before we go into the usual introductions. So I'll give you this microphone to moderate if anybody has questions, to pass it around later on to give. Okay, I did not ask the remote participants is the audio coming through okay? And if anybody is monitoring the chat, please let me know if there are any questions from the audience. Yeah, it's coming up. You should be able to see everything now. Do you see? Sorry, I can see, but you cannot see. So I need to pick a different. Yeah, I can see it there. So I think I have to change my setting there. Audio is great. Okay, that's good. Okay, give me a second. I need to try a different way to do that. Start one more time. Can you see that now? Nope. No. Yeah, now I have it on the main screen. I need to try a different setting. Mirror or extended? I think it's extended. Yeah, but now I need to change it. Arrange. How to do that?
While you're doing that, sorry, just a quick thing. If you are external, I just learned that they're gonna have you do the NDA check-in every morning. So I'm very sorry about that. That's annoying. But I will just try to register you guys each day, and then hopefully you'll get the email. I think it goes to spam sometimes, so just check that again. But I'm sorry, I have to do that every morning.
Is this working? Nope.
It's usually oh, you might have to share.
Okay. It is sharing.
All right.
It's up there.
Is it this one?
Oh, maybe it's this one. Okay, we'll figure it out. Which slides on? Oh,
Oh, there.
I need help.
Okay, I hit. See the slide deck.
Okay.
Yeah. Here.
Let's try this one more time.
The wireless one? Oh, yes. There we go.
Okay,
Yay.
so, okay, finally. Logistics. Okay, this meeting room is where everything is going to take place. We are in MPK 21, Zone 7, in case you need to navigate. And the number of pilots is the name of the room. So for Wi-Fi, meta guest, and the password is efficiency, except that the second E is number 3. Now, please always wear your badge visibly and don't roam around without a meta employee. There are quite a few of us to take you wherever you want to go. If you notice, there is a badge requirement to come into this room. So if you find yourself out, you shouldn't, but just knock on the glass. Okay, for those who haven't had breakfast, there is breakfast. There are a couple of places, but the main cafe, which is in Zone 8, called Urban Cafe, is where we had a group of us. And we can do that every morning, if you like. So the coffee and tea breaks will take place at the nearby micro kitchen. So when the time is for our break, we'll all walk there. So you see what is, there is coffee, refreshments, there is water, etc. Okay, this is my cell phone number, which can be reached either directly calling or through WhatsApp. Please make a note of it. If anything happens, just call me or text me. You just met Lucy, who is helping out with the entire event. And there are quite a few people. I only listed Francois and Cosmin. Actually, Cosmin is not here yet. I guess he's joining us soon, but many thanks to the rest of the Meta employees who are here, and they can also help you. Julius, David, you met already this morning. And I'm not sure if they're gonna be here throughout the entire event, but for as long as they're here, just look for anybody with a Meta employee badge, okay? And it's also Michelle there. Okay, so the Zoom link is there. By now, I hope everybody has it. The meeting ID and passcode is there. And as you know, for those of you who haven't done it before, the scheduled presentations and participants, there are 3 Google Docs that you can access in case you are curious what's the upcoming presentation, who is presenting, abstract, etc. This all falls under the VQEG main website, where you can also pick on the current meeting and follow the links. Now, these are some additional events we have planned for this meeting. We're going to have a discussion panel. This is following the good reception that we had last year at the Sony, or was it 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago. Sony PlayStation hosted a panel, and I think it was useful and successful. So we decided to pick a very interesting, at least to me, topic, optimizing video quality for adaptive streaming applications. What more is left to do? Question. And I hope we get some answers and at least some opinions from the 3 panelists. We're going to have Denise Noyes, my MetaMate, also Christos Bampis from Netflix, and Yiling Wang from Google YouTube, who agreed kindly to join. And we have our own Narciso Garcia, who will be moderating. And you should prepare your tough questions for all of these folks. Okay, we're going to have a keynote that same day, Tuesday. So essentially, the last part of Tuesday's schedule will include first the discussion panel, 45 minutes, and then the keynote, where Ajit Ninan will present the topic that he's been working for quite some time, rethinking visual quality for perceptual displays. I hope people like it. Then again, on Tuesday morning, and this is about to be confirmed, Sel and Margaret, we haven't really done the modification, which, as you know, happens always Monday morning because of the last minute addition of new presentations. We're going to iron out all the details today and finalize the schedule. But it's going to take place 11:30 to 1 p.m., which actually means that we're going to have late lunch that day from 1 to 2. In order to do that, we're going to shuffle the program. And then Wednesday evening, Michael again is going to host a social event. And as soon as I have the location, I'll be sharing it with you. It's going to be nearby the Palo Alto area, which is, 10 minutes at most by car, Uber, or whatever else you decide to take. So this is a history that I'm presenting, of course, not for the old timers, but mostly for quite a few people who joined us for the first time. I'm very happy to say that we have a good mix of people actually from Meta, and not everybody's familiar. So allow me to go very quickly and introduce again VQEG, formed in 1997 to advance the field of video quality assessment. It has been traditionally closely related to both ITUT and ITUR various study groups, in particular study group 9 and study group 12 on ITUT side, and WP6C on ITUR. And the historical focus has been on creating the test plans to develop and validate objective quality metrics. And there has been quite a few efforts on this front, defining the scope and subjective test methodology, and more recently, statistical techniques for assessing model performance and recommending approaches and models that are later standardized by ITUR and ITUT. Here are some nice group pictures that I picked up from various events. 2017, I just happened to be at that time the host again at Netflix at the time. You see at least two faces who were present there. Both me and David at the time were at Netflix. Now here we are both at Meta. And I'm happy to say that maybe 50% or more of the people there are present today. We have the Google event hosted by Baloo in 2019 and the RAN event in 2022 and the last before COVID event in Shenzhen hosted by Tencent. But I like this picture the most for those who are not familiar or haven't seen it. The very first VQEG meeting, and talking about the historical era, right? Black and white picture. And I'm happy to say that at least I personally have met two of the people in this group. There were, I think, maybe 15, 17 people, but we are here today following their tradition. And I'm very proud and also very happy that the group is still thriving. And I believe that we have a good runway and future ahead of us. And the main reason, in my opinion, is what Michael just talked about. Video is critical, not just critical to Meta. It's critical for a whole lot of people on a daily basis. And that's the purpose we can serve as the people that know video quality and make sure that this is measured appropriately and as a result optimized for all these use cases. And for those who don't know, again, the organization of VQEG is traditionally has a board. I'm just mentioning the three, I call them co-chairs. Me and Sel are the general co-chairs, and we have Margaret, who couldn't join us, but she's online. And I think we can all agree that she deserves the title of honorary co-chair. We have the concept of a working group or project. And for each one of these projects, we have individual co-chairs. And that's why when the microphone goes around, you'll hear about people saying, I'm a co-chair of this project or that project. And we host these two meetings, biannual. And before that, it was always in person. But after the pandemic, we converged more or less, and this is to be confirmed again today, on having one online and then one in person. And the next meeting, of course, it's one of the things we'll decide today, this week. Okay, what's nice about VQEG? And again, this is, it's free, okay? There is no membership. There are no strict or complicated rules because fundamentally we don't really standardize or produce recommendations that have on the backbone IP or other issues that can create tension. And I have not really seen a case where we haven't reached consensus. So I can just say that almost always consensus is reached without these lengthy voting procedures and processes you've seen in other organizations. We have this simple organization and hierarchy. And basically any of you can propose and eventually contribute or even chair a new project. We have these highly interactive meetings, and you will see it during this week, where the focus is really on discussion. So I would say presenting, learning, and at the same time hearing feedback is, in my opinion, the most important takeaway from this type of meetings. It's not a commercial venue, so we don't really like people to come up and just sell their product, but to talk about the technology behind their product and how this was achieved or what are the open problems, I think is very much welcome. And we have a good mixture between academia and industry. And with that, we are at 9:30. Unless there are any questions about logistics, we can jump, I think, right away to making the traditional self-introduction of everybody who is here, and then we'll go through the online participants, okay? There's a microphone there. So let me just start technically. Yannis Katsavounidis, research scientist, general co-chair, Meta.
Yeah, I'm Kjell Brännström, RISE Research Institute of Sweden, senior scientist there, and also one of the general co-chairs of VQEG. And I'm probably vice chair of a couple of other working groups as well. So,
thank you. So Enrico Mazzala, associate professor at the Politecnico di Torino University in Italy. I'm co-chairing the JEG hybrid group. Okay, good.
Hello, I'm Julius Kusuma. I work for Meta on data centers. Thanks for creating the demand for data centers.
Hello, I'm Jesus Gutierrez. I'm associate professor in the Polytechnic University Madrid. In Spain, I'm co-chair of the Immersive Media Group in VQEG.
Hello, I'm Narciso Garcia. I'm professor at the same university than Jesus. I am engaged also in video quality.
Hi, I'm Pablo Perez from Nokia Extended Reality Lab in Spain. I'm co-chairing the 5G KPI group and also helping with IMG with Jesus.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Marta Arduna. I'm working with Pablo in the Extended Reality Lab in Nokia in Spain, and I'm involved in IMG group mainly.
Hello, I'm Professor Patrick Le Calais from Nantes University and Institut Universitaire de France, and I'm co-chairing a few things here, including Kakovia and SAM eventually, and a VQEGer since 2005.
And I have to give credit, of course, to Patrick, who was one of the first, I can say, people who really recommended me personally to get engaged with the group.
Good morning, everyone. François Blouin, Meta. I'm part of a group providing lab services, a control lab for testing quality of experience, and I'm co-chairing the 5G KPI with Pablo and Shell. Look forward to talk more this week. Welcome to Meta.
One of the co-hosts of the meeting here. Thanks, François, for stepping up.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Michel Ouellet. I'm a network engineer, and I basically focus on quality of experience of our family of apps, like Michael was mentioning this morning. And I jointly work with François in the same team.
Good morning. I'm Dietmar Saupe from the University of Constance in Germany. Although I have been following the VQEG meetings for quite some time, this is the first time that I'm attending in person. So thank you very much for having me, and I'm looking forward to this week. My field is assessment of image coding, and so I'm working in the SAM group, and in parallel, I'm also working as a chair of the ad hoc group of the JPEG AIC commission.
Hi, it's Naeem Ramzan. I'm a professor of artificial intelligence and computing engineering at University of the West of Scotland. So I was a chair of Sci-Fi QA before, so we would like to see that if we can revive that one group back again.
Hi everyone, I'm Chi from Meta Video Infra Group, and I'm working on the video compression and video quality assessment. And thanks for having me.
Hello, everybody. I'm Efrosini Dutzi. I'm a postdoctoral researcher at FORTH. It's the Foundation for Research and Technology, Hellas, in Greece. And I'm a Marie Curie Fellow of the project Brain Code, that is a collaborative work between Meta and FORTH. I'm working on neuron-inspired compression. And thank you for this great meeting.
Hi, I'm Mileni Farias. I am a associate professor at Texas State University. And my area is no reference quality metrics assessment. I've been more involved with immersive media learning. I've been involved with VQEG for a long time, but on and off, on and off, on and off. So it's good to be back.
Great. My name is David Juszka. I'm from AGH University of Science and Technology. I'm working with Mikołaj Leszczuk, who is not here, but he's co-chairing part of tasks here. I'm assistant professor at AGH. I'm also attorney at law. So I'm working on human factors for quite of experience, and we are here with part of our team. So.
Hi, my name is Kamil Koniuk. I'm hopefully last year PhD student from AGH. Yeah, and I'm a psychologist. So whenever we are talking about assessing people, I'm actually interested in. So as you will see, I was at least to some extent in a few projects in VQEG. So really happy to be here. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Norbert Barczyk from AGH also. And I work with Kamil and Lucian Janowski on communication in virtual reality and the impact of on quality of this communication. Yes, and my PhD thesis is about communication in VR.
Hello all, my name is Said and I'm associated with AGH University of Science and Technology in Krakow. So they're my colleague and I'm associated with QE Lab and Lejuk, Professor Lejuk. So this.
Hey everybody, my name is David. I work with Giannis and Chi. I've been in Meta for quite a few years in the video infra org. I also work with Michael. Been in video for a long time and lately I've been working on a device benchmarking for video playback, and encoding as well, which areas that surprisingly haven't been covered very much. Last thing I just want to mention is in about a month, I will no longer be David Ronka, employee of Meta. I will be David Ronka, retired. So.
Thanks, David. I think one person came in as we were giving the introductions. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Pawan. I'm currently with Netflix. And previously I was a PhD student at UT Austin working with Professor Bovik. And I've been working with image and video quality for quite some time. Thank you.
I think we're okay here. So let's start with our group of people. So Enrico, do you have like a list or should I go ahead based on what I see there?
Everyone sign up for talking.
I see. So for the remote participants, please raise your hand. So you're given an order by Zoom. And then after that, we're going to start giving you the microphone so you can present yourselves. Okay. But I don't see the order. Is the order going automatic? Ah, I see. Okay, I see people queuing up. So while more people are queuing up, I see Jonathan Linham. So why don't you go ahead and present yourself? Jonathan, if you're talking, we cannot hear you, so we may have an issue here that we need to resolve. Can someone, can maybe Nicholas Renner try to see if your microphone works?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So it must be something about Jonathan's setup. Go ahead, Nicholas.
Okay. What's going on now? Hi,
it's your turn, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Nicholas Renner from University of Würzburg, Germany. I'm a PhD researcher and I work mainly on everything QE and networking. And I'm a first-time attendee.
Welcome. I see a first letter V with a blue background. Why don't you introduce yourself? Oh, maybe Jonathan. Jonathan's microphone got fixed.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm Jonathan Linham. I'm a researcher at Ericsson. and our team focuses on building like QoE awareness into the cellular network using network APIs and additions to radio scheduling and so forth.
Thank you, Jonathan. Welcome. Now the capital V on a blue background.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Vikrant Zanzarao. Currently, I'm a director at Visual Intelligence at Samsung Electronics. I'm first time attendee, so I'm looking forward for all interesting discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikrant. And Maria?
Yes. Okay, I have a problem with the camera, but maybe you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, Maria.
Yes. Okay, so Maria Martini, I'm professor of multimedia communications at Kingston University, London. And I'm chairing the HFE group in VQEG and the MEHF together with Nikolai as well.
Thank you, Maria. And then Margaret.
Hi, I'm Margaret Pinson from NTI ITS, and I'm one of the co-chairs for the No Reference Metric Group, and as Yannis kindly mentioned earlier, a previous co-chair of VQEG. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. And Miriam?
Hi everyone, I'm Mariam Moutas from INSA Rennes in France, and I'm one of co-chair of quality assessment for health application working group. Thank you.
Thank you, Miriam. And Balu?
Hey guys, I'm Balu Atsumili. I work on audio and video algorithms, predominantly on video quality. Currently helping out with Sogai, the group.
And Balu forgot to mention he's with Google YouTube. Then we have Lars Ernstrom.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Lars Ernstrom from Ericsson Research. I'm based in Santa Clara, remote today, but I'm looking forward to being in person later this week. I work with video streaming over cellular radio access networks, and it's working pretty well today. You can kind of vision that, you know, when you get on the network, if it's tight, you know, people behave pretty politely. It's maybe somebody elbows to get a little bit more room for your video, but yeah, it generally works pretty well. But for the future, I think one vision would be, especially that this would work in real time. It would be, you know, like a dance where the network and the video works together, are aware of each other, and, you know, everything works interactively and in real time. So yeah, looking forward to discussing it this week. Thank you.
Thank you, Lars. And Felix Emor?
Yes, hello. My name is Felix Emor. I'm a PhD student at the Audiovisual Technology Group at the Technical University in Ilmenau, Germany, where I work on evaluating immersive communication systems and scenarios like, for example, social VR through indirect metrics, for example, with verbal behavioral analysis. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix. And I can see them. Abhinav, no? Oh, Abhinav.
Yeah, hi. Hello, my name is Avinav Bhattacharya, and same as Felix, I also work at the Audiovisual Technology Group at Technical University of Ilmenau in Germany. And I'm a researcher, and I'm currently focused in quality of experience in social XR. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav. Sylvester, if we got it right.
Yep. Hi, I'm also from Ericsson Research Santa Clara, working with Jonathan and Lars. My passion is traffic management and resource sharing. Recently for video, I work a lot with something I call QE-aware resource sharing for time variant spatial complexity. And I'm looking forward to being there in person in the next few days.
Thank you, Sylvester. And Pierre.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pierre Le Breton. I work at Capacité, which depends from the University of Nantes. So I'm working on various topics around quality of experience evaluation, video coding, and things like this. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Pierre. And Antonio?
Hello, I'm Antonio. So I'm a professor at UBI in Portugal, and I work on image quality.
Thank you, Antonio. And Yuri?
Hey guys, Yuri Reznik here, Brightkov. It's first time on VQEG, but I was engaged in the past in MPEG, study group 12 and ITAT. I co-chair a few subgroups in SVTA. So what you do is certainly very close to what I'm following, and really appreciate the topic. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Yuri. And Alex?
Yes, hello. Thank you. I'm Alex Rake. I'm a professor at TU Ilmenau, which was already mentioned a few times, heading the audiovisual technology group and also the immersive interactive technology center there. And yeah, we do research on various topics around QE, specifically video quality and social XR, but also audio quality. That's yeah, so the name audiovisual technology makes kind of sense. Yeah, I'm also a longer time attendee of VQEG since quite a while, but I haven't been attending in person in a while, so I really have to change that. I found out today, so yeah, next time I'll be around. Thanks.
Thank you, Alex. We definitely miss you here. So, Sapur.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Shapur Saraj. I am a PhD student at Yokohama National University, and actually I'm joining this meeting now from, I just moved in to the United States. I'm from Virginia. I'm joining this meeting from here. Actually, my first experience with VQEG was in 2015. The meeting with ITU and VQEG joint meeting in China. And since then, I've been back and forth in participating in some of the meetings. My research is mainly on security for physical layer security for 5G and 6G, and with the quantization and somehow video quality. So nice meeting you all. Thank you.
Thanks for joining, Sapur. And I see Lohi.
Hi, Ioannis. Hi, everyone. I am Loic Fortio, assistant professor at the Politecnico di Torino, and I am involved in the VQEG, the JEG hybrid project, as well as the SUM project within the VQEG, focusing mainly on using statistical model as well as machine learning to understand how individual person perceives and judge quality. Thank you.
Thank you, Lohi. And Panayotis? Panayotis?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Panayotis Draganitis, and I'm an assistant professor at Michigan State University. I'm working on signal processing and machine learning, and in particular, I'm working on crowdsourcing, and this is my first time attending. Thank you.
Thanks for joining, Panayotis. I see a few people who just didn't raise their hand, and again, there is no requirement for people to speak up, but if they feel later on that they haven't introduced themselves and they'd like to do that, please put your name into the chat. Okay, we are now going to go through the presentation high level of the projects, correct? Yeah. So who will keep me honest on the order that we should follow? Let's go to the website and then yeah, so I'm just gonna go to the projects and I'm just gonna read the way they are listed in the VQEG website. Let me make sure. And I just realized when I was restarting my computer, there are 86 tabs. I definitely don't remember what they all are, so I need to be careful here. Okay, so we have grouped the projects in this thematic, categorization. So first, the first group is what we call subjective methods. And let's start with the multimedia experience and human factors. Who can speak up?
Yes, hi everyone. So Nikolai is not here, so I will say a few words about the group. Maybe I can share the presentation with the scope.
I can stop presenting myself. Is it working for you, Maria, or we need to enable something else?
Yes, I can share now.
Yeah.
Okay, please let me know when you can see it.
The content is launching.
Okay, otherwise I can talk with them. Okay.
Yeah,
so this is the
that,
scope of the working group. So the working group was developed starting from the original HIV group, Human Factors for Visual Experience. That group focused more on liaising with IEEE on this topic, IEEE standardization activities. Well, this one will focus more on presentations and discussions on the specific topic in general, or human factors influencing audiovisual and multimedia experiences. So the aim at the beginning, in particular in the first year, it is to organize presentations and discussions on the topic. While in the future, the plan is also to identify some specific topics to focus on, so to narrow down the topic and to identify some specific areas to work on as a group, also focusing, for instance, on standardization. You should be able to see the objectives here. And so, as I mentioned, the idea is to also support the development in the future of standardization efforts. And the main topics are user experience, subjective assessment methodologies. The idea is also to use this one for presentations on physiological effects, while the other similar group is frozen. And in general, human factors element of multimedia consumption. I think I can stop here. I may say a few words when we have the session, a few more words when we have the session on this topic later on.
Thank you, Maria. We just checked with Cell, and there appear to be 4 presentations in your group. And again, we'll finalize the schedule and share probably after the break, the way I see it. Okay, so who's next? Let's see. So next up, we have QA8, Quality Assessment for Health Applications. Do you have somebody who can present the group's activities?
Yes, you are.
Miriam?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you
go
hear
ahead.
me?
We can hear you. Are you going to present anything or just speak over?
No, I didn't prepare anything. Sorry.
No problem. Go ahead.
So our working group is mainly focused on quality assessment of medical contexts and health applications. Maybe there's some already information on the website. We will have one presentation, but it's not scheduled yet. I'm sorry for that, Johannes, but and thank you in advance. This year, we were more focused on applying for funding research, so it was a bit. There's no news. Only we have one PhD student that will present task-based medical quality assessment based on numerical observer. So it's a quite long presentation, and that's it for me for today. And feel free to join us if you have room for that. Thank you.
Thanks, Miriam. So checking with Cell, there is one presentation that you mentioned scheduled, right? Or not scheduled yet, but will be scheduled for this meeting, correct?
Yes. This is correct. It's one presentation or 14 minutes if you can. There is room for that.
Yes.
It will be great. It's our PhD student defense.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Also, for all the people who who present their projects, it's good if you can speak up about the meetings that you hold. How often? Is it ad hoc? Is it scheduled every month, etc.? So, okay, next up we have SAM, the statistical analysis methods. And we have 4 chairs and co-chairs, but we don't have 2 of them with us, Z Lee from Netflix and Lucian Janowski from AGH are 2 of the co-chairs, and myself, and I guess Patrick. We are also co-chairs of SAM. So my apologies for not taking the time to prepare slides, but I'll speak up to SAM, the statistical analysis method. So this is a group that was formed from the necessity, I can say, to better analyze subjective data and extract better, let's say, conclusions. This can be done in multiple ways. It's called statistical because we try to leverage the power of statistics to make better estimation of parameters. We typically hold a meeting every 4 weeks. We have fairly good participation. You are always welcome to join. And this time we have, I can't remember how many we have on SAM, 3 or 4? 4. Yeah, we have 4 presentations. Okay, 5. It keeps rising. So, after that, we go to our next project. Okay, next up, we have a subjective and objective assessment of Gen AI content, also known as SOGAI. Do you have anybody from the group? Well, even though I'm not a co-chair, since I have participated in almost all the meetings, I can speak up about SOGAI. So this is a fairly new group. It's been roughly 6 months since it was formed. And I think the title explains, we are trying to understand how the new media, that was also mentioned by Michael Martinez, that is now coming from every different angle, from social media, from editing, or from other applications. So this generically called generative AI content. How can we better do a subjective assessment and eventually design and use objective metrics for it? The group has at least 3 co-chairs, and let me see if I can name all 3 of them. We have Abhijay, who is from, I believe, Sony PlayStation. And then we have, I'm drawing a blank here. So anyways, since the co-chairs are not here, let's postpone and see. We do have a few presentations lined up for it. And at that point, I think we're going to have a chance to discuss with the chairs. 4. Okay, let's move on. The next one is no reference metrics, also known as NORM. Who would like to, Margaret, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, I'm happy to speak up for the No Reference Metric project. So our goal obviously is to work on there being no reference metrics that are validated and accurate enough that industry can trust and deploy them. And I think the focus for this project over the next year is going to be support of the ITU effort that we'll be talking about on Wednesday, possibly, but on Thursday, J.NoRef, which is working to validate no reference metrics. And we have quite a large group of proponents and a fair number of people from VQEG who volunteered to be independent labs to give oversight to that process. So looking forward to working on that on this Wednesday, and then really kicking off most of the effort in the fall. Thank you.
Thanks, Margaret. And myself and Margaret, and I forget if we have a third co-chair for NORM, are leading the work there. But as Margaret said, we have pivoted part of the work that we started into SOGAI, and at the same time, the ITUT activities are now heavily overlapping with the NORM activity. Next up, we have JEC Hybrid and the IG VQM, which are now have been merged into one. So I will let maybe Enrico speak up to it.
Yes, thank you. So actually, as Yannis said, the IGVQM project implemented guide for video colorimetric has been merged in JEC Hybrid, and JEC Hybrid actually is, the name comes from the fact that it started as a project for an hybrid perceptual bitstream model, but actually nowadays it's mostly involved in doing, let's say, basic research in video quality assessment. So we are not pursuing any trying to create new standards and new things like this at the moment, but we are most involved in doing research, and one of the activities that will be presented in this meeting is actually about the current status of the IGVQM project that will be given by me tomorrow morning. And then we have 3 other presentations that are related to subjective quality media recovery. Well, actually 2 of them by Loic, and then a 4th one by Maria about SSIM and research issues related to SSIM and in connection with PSNR, if I read correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrico. How about your meetings you hold, I think?
Sorry. Actually, we have bi-weekly meetings. Every 2 weeks, typically Monday, 4 p.m. European time. So, I mean, we're flexible in adjusting them. Yeah. Thank you.
Just a reminder to the people who are online to please mute your microphones when you're not speaking. Can you? Okay. Thanks you. And again, a kind reminder, whoever is not speaking, please mute your microphones from remote. Okay. And next up, we have the Quacovia, right? So quality assessment for computer vision applications. Microphone.
Okay. Actually, I'm one of the co-chair together with Nicolas and Lou. I have a presentation. Maybe I will use it for the slot itself. But no. Please, I'm not connected, so no worry. So two things I want to highlight here. So the purpose of Quacovia, which is kind of a old group now, is to study the visual quality requirements for computer vision methods. And when we say computer vision methods, there was a kind of vision a few years back, and now we are talking about also things like large multimodal model, LMM and stuff like that. So it's a bit more than a regular CV computer vision where you would just have an image or video as input, but more complex things like multimodal. 2 things I want to, so it's all about quality requirements, data set, benchmark, KPIs. 2 things I want to highlight. So because recently we set up SOGAI, I don't know what to say this group, SOGAI. So there is a true difference between Quacovia and SOGAI, because SOGAI is more targeting generated AI image or video, while Quacovia is still relevant for all this, what's going on when you have an image or video as input. And notably these days we are kind of challenged, what does it mean to provide benchmark at the edge of foundation models? So that's one high topic. And a second topic that a focus of a use case that has emerged recently is everything related to, I would say, multimedia in underwater image processing and exploration. So as one of the hot topic of sustainability these days, what's going on underwater, and this is a very interesting condition for video and image quality, what's going on. So it's something driven mostly by EDGH, Nantes University, and also some Chinese universities. So that's something we can comment during the slot. Different things, use case. Yeah.
Do you hold regular meetings or they're ad hoc? The meetings?
No. It's just informal. So we have point-to-point meetings.
Point-to-point meetings.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, we already covered. So, guys, it's also listed under objective metrics because, as we talked about, the group is studying not only the subjective methodology to assess Gen AI, but also to develop potentially objective metrics for it. We're not going to repeat about it. And let's go to the industry and applications area, and let's start with 5G KPI, 5G key performance indicators.
Hey, yeah. Let me try to share one slide. Hopefully. Okay, it worked. It didn't work. Almost worked. Where you are. Okay, it worked. So 5G KPI, we should probably need to rename the group eventually, but we started with 5G, right? The whole thing is not specifically about 5G, it's about the relationship between the network and the media, right? So try to close a bit the gap between the research community from the pure communication things and this multimedia QE community, let's say. So we've had a couple of iterations on topics. And now since last year, our goal is to develop new QE to QS or vice versa models and a framework for QE management in the next generation of communication networks, basically. We did 1 year ago a workshop on the face-to-face meeting in Klagenfurt with new ideas. We discussed a lot of topics on the area and decided to write a white paper to trying to summarize the ideas under those topics and put some, order in the state of the art in a way where we can communicate the research to the different involved communities and also fill some gaps between, different industries. So we will have a presentation about the status of this white paper in the session, which in principle is planned for tomorrow, but we might need to move it. So let's see. And yeah, we have another second presentation from some work that we have done in Nokia related to that. So this is being chaired by myself together with Francois and Shell. We meet every 2 weeks, Tuesday afternoon European time and early morning US time, unfortunately. And yeah, and we'll have more things later on, but simply it's not, there's a lot of people contributing to this white paper. So it's really a very nice effort and a lot of discussions between industry and academia. So we have industry on the left of the image and academia in the right-hand side. So we managed to get a nice team of experts working on that. And you will see what we are doing tomorrow or whenever we have the meeting.
Thank you, Pablo. And again, probably we'll need to move some presentations to Thursday, but this will be announced after the break. Okay, and we come back to.
Stop sharing.
Okay. Okay, I heard it's ETG. So, do you have the ETG chairs?
Yeah, I'm here online, Yanis. So this is someone. So if I can share my screen, so I will try to share my presentation. I hope that I'm doing the right one. Okay, so it doesn't allow me, so I need to change the permission. So I skip the presentation, sharing my presentation, so I won't just read through it. So in general, like ETG was started 2 years back. So the idea was like to start exploring some areas and research domains that are relevant in some ways to the quality assessment, but not directly is about the quality. So we have a few cases like, for example, Gen AI. So before
So, and
Saman, you broke up a little bit. Do you mind maybe taking it either from the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that you can hear me now better. So
yes.
So ETG was started 2 years back. So the idea was to explore the new areas and research domains that are not necessarily relevant to quality assessment, but they have impact on that. So these are areas like ML compression, for example, like enhancement, so greening auto streaming. So they're all relevant to quality assessment, or Gen AI. So we have seen now, like we have SOGA, which is a new group. We see that, how it impacts the quality assessment, the way that we are, measuring the quality there. So that is why we started this group. So we don't have meetings, regular meetings. We try to invite people to give a talk if we see some interesting, domains. It was a bit not active because we have been busy. So, and that's a problem. We have 2 chairs from one institute. So, which I suggest if someone is interested to join, to basically step up and basically join us in this activity. So as a co-chair or as a replacement of me, for example. So it's always welcoming. So to have new faces basically helping to grow that. But that's the main idea behind that. So this year we will have 3 presentations. So which are one from Matthias Wien, so from Aachen. So it's about like, video compression capability beyond VVC. So like, then we will have another one on face expression. So from Avinab from UT Austin, and we have one novel evaluation of frameworks for spike-based compression mechanism. So it will be interesting session. So it will be on Tuesday. It will be tomorrow at 10:45 in the California time zone. So please feel free to join us. Please also, if you have any suggestion to improve the way it works, please do that. But again, the idea is to explore new areas which will impact the quality assessment. But thanks. If you have any question, please reach out to me or Nabajit. So if you have interest to join the group or like, lead some part of that, feel free to send an email to us. So we are very happy to have someone else also to help us in this group, basically. Thank you.
Thanks, Saman. And I always like to call that it's an incubator group, right? So, for example, SOGAI originated from ETG. We decided that this was an activity that picked up a lot of steam, so we turned it to another group by itself. And let's see.
I think it's IMG now.
Go ahead. We have IMG.
Yeah, I'm sharing the.
Please share again.
Yeah. No, it should be okay. Okay, so the Immersive Media Group works on quality assessment of immersive media, different technologies from 360-degree content to virtual reality, augmented reality, light field, or point clouds. The main goals are to develop data sets, but also to provide some guidelines on quality assessment, both on subjective test methods and objective metrics. We have been mainly working on subjective test methods for the moment. We welcome presentations on any topic related to immersive media technologies, but we are working together with, 13 labs. We are developing this test plan that we are kind of finishing, at least on the execution of the tests, on evaluating immersive and interactive communication systems. Regarding the meetings, they are mainly placed according to the progress of this test plan. You have there the email reflector. You are very welcome to join us. And I'm chairing this group together with Pablo and Sensong. And we have probably, I can give details later on since our session starts after this session. We have 6 presentations. One of it is not yet scheduled, so we have to do it. And related to telepresence, social VR, embodiment, and also we will provide an overview of the status of this test plan that we are developing, and we are contributing to ITU for the recommendation on PIXC. That's all. We will have our session later on. Since the next groups or
activities are related to like dissemination. If you agree, I can continue with.
Please continue. This now last group we call support and outreach. So let's talk about.
ACM CGMM Records is is the new quarterly newsletter of the special interest group in multimedia from ACM. It provides the opportunity to publish different dissemination, let's say, columns to disseminate the research on different topics. It is available as a newsletter. It is also available in the digital library and on their website. It has a valid ISSN, so it's also to keep record of the reports that we made. One of the sections of these records is related to standardization, so there are columns on MPEG, JPEG activities, and also on VQEG. So for us, it's a good possibility to disseminate our activities. There are 4 issues per year, and what we usually do is to use 2 of these issues to report on the plenary meetings, and the other 2, if we have something to say about new groups or any other activity that is going on, we use it. If not, we just skip it. So if any ideas or contributions are more than welcome, just let me and Shell know. So the last column was published in April, and it was a report on the last meeting that we had online on November 2024. And the next publication will be in July, reporting on this current meeting. And as I said, volunteers to contribute or help are more than welcome. Probably we can, I was thinking that maybe Sojai can present some of their works or their purposes as a new group, and very, very timely topic. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Jesus. Then we have the Colinet VQEG team. Would you like to speak to it? So.
Okay, I don't have a big update since last meeting, but the Qualinet is a organization in some way similar to VQEG, just formed many years ago based on a European funding system called Cost Action, and it ran in that way for about 4 years, and then it has continued to work, having a meeting each year with updates, co-located with the COMEX conference. And the main driving of the work is through defined task forces, and they are reported at this meeting annually, and the next meeting will most likely be co-located with the COMEX in Madrid. So is it already confirmed that there will be a meeting? Okay, so.
Last time we contacted chairs, unless they cancel, it's already there.
Yeah.
Monday, September 30th. The COMEX is this whole week in Madrid. Last week of September, first week of.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there is a website called qualinet.eu that you have the information. The chairs are Turaj Ibrahimi and Andrew Perkis, and I think that's it.
Thank you, Shel. We do have IRG AVQA, the Intersector Rapporteur Group Audiovisual Quality Assessment. I saw Chulhi Lee earlier, but I'm not sure if he's available to speak to it. Chulhi?
Yes, I'm here.
And Naim is also here.
Yes.
Yeah. So why don't you head and present a little bit the IRG AVQA project?
Well, I think the basic goal is that inform the because in ITUR have a working party 6C and ITUT study group 12. and I'm representing Working Party 6C, and Alex representing Study Group 12 of ITT. So main goal of this inter-sector aperture group is that inform the other study group and also VQEG members the current activities related to video qualities. So we'll present some recent development in this Thursday on the ITR side. I'll do that. Also, Alex will do the ITT side. I also see Alex here, so I think he may add something.
Alex, do you have any update, anything to add to his?
No, I think that was a perfect introduction. Thanks a lot, Julie. Right, I think it's really this interfacing to ITU that we serve for here. Thank you so much.
Okay, we do have a few other support and outreach activities. Maybe Margaret, would you like to give just a rough overview of the VQEG administration web support? Oh, sorry, and Naim would like to.
Regarding the VQEG e-letter, right, that we have, so
yeah.
So I think so we have to revive this VQEG e-letter as well, because it is for the last, I think, a couple of years, we don't have any issue of it. So if we can think about that one, how we have revived that one, maybe the one idea is that one we can start with all the working group with a one-pager or from all the projects that we have, and that we can put it over there. That's one way to start it. And then also everyone can propose a special issue in this VQEG e-letter. So we have to try to revive that one, how if we can do this thing.
Yes, and allow me to say that you should definitely sync up with Jesus and the reporting, for example, at ACM. We want to understand maybe it's better to create an e-letter and at the same time publish at ACM. But let's take it maybe offline first and understand the better structure. But thank you for presenting the e-letter, an important outreach activity. And again, last a few words, maybe Margaret, on the administration web support. And so.
So if there is time, I mean, we have this session on Friday, maybe the future of the e-letter could fit in as part of this future of VQEG.
Yes, indeed. We do plan to have a meeting to revise and see what works, what doesn't work, how do we move forward. And I think Friday we can cover also e-letter. Okay, again, Margaret, would you like to talk about now the VQEG administration and web support? And overall, I don't see the joint lab activity, but okay, so again, thanks to Margaret and NTIA who's supporting VQEG, both on the administration of the meetings, the projects, the email reflectors, and all, of course, our web. And this will be another topic that we're going to cover Friday. How do we move forward to maybe change or keep or migrate some of these into a new platform? With that.
Yanis, I can speak after all.
Oh, okay, Margaret, please go ahead.
Really, most of what I want to say is please send me your presentation files this week, sooner rather than later, so I can post them to the VQEG website. And also send me any changes you would like to see on the VQEG website itself. Thanks.
Thanks, Margaret. Margaret, I think during the break, you, me, and Sel need to sit down and maybe work on the schedule. Is that okay? So, yeah, when everybody's enjoying coffee. So I do see, I think we are done with the high-level presentation of VQEG. I do see a few people who joined since we started the meeting. So anyone who is remote and haven't presented themselves and would like to do so, please raise your hand and then queue up to make a presentation or just present yourself, the group you work for, the company or the university, and a little bit about your research. Otherwise, we can adjourn 5 minutes early. Okay, well, I think the Meta mates who are in this room can help the group to go to the nearest coffee room, and let's stop the recording while we figure out all the logistics. And then let's resume back at 10:45, please. 10:45.